Good evening. I'm here with my cat Gracie, uh, who's just just running away to do my Letters from the Light Side broadcast this Thursday, the 16th of December. And it's lovely to be back this week. That's my little signal that my guides are popping in, and hopefully they'll give me the guidance and inspiration that works for you for the coming week and the energy that we're in. I have to say, I'm in a rather noisy household tonight. Not just the cats, but the dog and the daughter and everything else. And I guess the excitement is building for the festive season. For me, I'm looking forward to next Tuesday when the Yule celebrations, the winter solstice happens. It's always a time for me of sending out my wishes for the year to come. It's the longest night, shortest day. And for me, that particular festival is the return of the light. It starts our beautiful journey back into the light. Of course, I'm in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, they're shrinking their light, so to speak. But it's always wonderful to have these to mark these changes, not just the seasonal changes, but they change us. We are part of the Earth's energy, we are part of the Earth's aura. So as the seasons change for the Earth, they change for us too. And one of the things that you might have felt in this last few weeks is, oh no, there's too much going on. The world is too busy. When do I get to celebrate the light and the bright? Everything seems to be pumping out doom and gloom. And I know I talked last week about December and the way in which the energy piles in. And I always feel with December that somebody's thrown a big blanket over me. So even my intuition sometimes feels a bit squished. And it's lovely when you start to move towards that return of the light, the lift of energy. Now, we've also got more light coming with the full moon. We're almost at full moon. And I've been lucky enough to see the moon over the last couple of days, to see her fullness, her richness. And this is a wonderful thing about the moon energy. It reminds us of the change of the cycle. The moon cycle is quite short. It wasn't 2 weeks ago we were talking about the new moon. Here we are, we're almost at the full moon, the most light, the maximum light, and then it'll shrink again and shrink again and disappear or appear to go dark. And for me, that fits so well with this energy of Yule. Now, it's so funny because I always, when I'm going live, I ask them if there's anything they want me to do. And this evening, you may just be able to see over my shoulder, I've got the energy of Saint Germain with me and the energy of angelic healing. They wanted me to send out that energy. I know Saint Germain is in the room. I know that he's encouraging us. We're almost at the end of this phase of darkness in the northern hemisphere. We're almost past the turning point. So that's really good to be able to see that reflected in the moon, to see that reflected in the energy itself. So as the moon's been growing, you may have found that this week has been one of working out what next. You might have found yourself resisting the urge to buy into the drama of the Christmas or festive season. it's wonderful when we have the light and the joy and the laughter, but we also have a lot of drama going on, playing out across the world. We're still not really taking on board our lesson. We're still not thinking it through and approaching things from a different point of view. We're doing the same old, same old. Oh, Grace is back. She's a creature who loves the moon, my beautiful cat. So this week you might have felt like, oh, I've been repeating this pattern. Oh, this always happens every December, or oh, every December such and such. You might have found those patterns just becoming more obvious to you and wondering, right, what's this about? Now, one of the things that we aim for in our lives really is a sense of some sort of discipline. I don't mean crime and punishment. I don't mean everybody's rules or certain rules. What I mean is that we tend to like to have a pattern or a routine that is a discipline for us, that helps us. So this week you might also have been really noticing your patterns and routines and perhaps resisting the discipline. I know it's been hard to get out of bed. And it's been, come on, you need to be up. and maybe resisting a bit. Right, okay, I have things I need to do. I'm always resisting housework, of course. Sorry, that's from Rafe. If I can swap the day I do my housework, he very much reminds me, oh, you've swapped your day again. And I think, yeah, okay. So, one of the things about this week is very much that discipline. And perhaps more importantly, the spiritual discipline. It is hard to be called upon to support others, and especially when you're feeling under a blanket of drama. It can feel really sluggish to boost up your energy and get that good energy out there. And it's one of the things, of course, that really helps the most when we're feeling like the low vibrations are creeping in, is to do things that boost our energy and to look at, are we doing things on a regular basis? St. Germain's laughing his head off at me because, you know, I do a lot of clearing work, but I'm not so keen on clearing me, which is the housework issue, really. Clearing the energy space. It's a bit harder with a new dog who likes ripping up boxes. Oh, it's so funny when he does. But anyway, it's kind of just recognising that in this beautiful rising energy, let's rise with our energy in order that we make the most of this light, this extra light that we've got. Oops. Got a Telial coming in. I did wonder when I got the pink angelic energy painting out what I was doing. It's Telial. Archangel Telial. Here to remind us about the flow of love. Underneath everything is a beautiful flow of love. All of the non-physical beings bring that love into us. They bring it in so that we can have a fill and a boost of love. So what you might also have been aware of or noticed this week is the flow of love that's doing the rounds. And yeah, we have got challenges. We are still grappling with so many what I call big world issues, and wondering how we as individuals can help with those big world issues, or what we need to do to maybe get our voices heard, so that we look at things from a different perspective, from a global community perspective. But Atelial's very much aware that bringing in the love, sending out the love, letting yourself receive that love in return, it creates this beautiful tidal flow that supports all of us, even if we've got lost in the drama. The fact that there's love flowing means that when we're ready, we can dip into it and scoop it up and boost ourselves. So enjoy this lightning period of the moon and the energy. Of course, once the moon is full and starts to wane, that is a clearing time. And I always find it interesting how the energy switches. It's kind of like 9 o'clock on Christmas Eve, the energy goes and all that heavy blanket shifted. And we get this sense of joyfulness. Bit by bit, all the festivals in this part of the year lighten and lighten and lighten. It's like the phases of the moon. Each does its bit, each light festival does its bit to bring us a recognition that the light returns, that we get that beautiful lift again and again and again. So in the coming week particularly, Ethereal would like you to work on the love that's within you and the love that you want to receive. To be aware that if you're not sending it out, it doesn't come back. Send it to yourself. I say send it out. What you give out, you get back. But actually, if you give to yourself, you get it back. you grow the love for yourself. I've been working with one of my other guides today. I love doing 12-month tarot readings or oracle readings for people. And I had a couple of days of working on them. And I always get a little feel for the energy of the next year. And I do want to say what's been coming through consistently is hope, is joy, is like, we might think we're going into another difficult year. But actually, what I've been feeling is the resilience of the spirit within us that recognises these challenges are our spiritual journey, our spiritual learning. And this, I feel, is why St. Germain's in the room tonight, to say, look, leave it behind. As each year closes, leave the energy. Don't take it with you. Don't float from one into another and carry that energy. It's all about starting afresh. It's all about what the moon teaches us, that every time we go into total dark, we also mirror it with total light in the cycle. And it's this beautiful flowing cycle, and that is life. So we may be in the dark side of the moon. Sorry, Ray's singing songs in me, we may feel like we're wandering in the darkness. Will we ever resolve any of these things? And yet Ethereal's words to us are hope. The best is yet to come. Hope. The solutions will be found. Hope. Humanity will unite and do what's necessary for all of us to have a thriving, happy life. Keep that spark of light within you, especially with the uncertainty. Ethereal's bringing that feeling of uncertainty that we get when it's heady in the pit of the stomach, and we're taking breath after breath thinking, oh, can I go on? We're here, and we do endure, and we step out of this life only when we've finished what we came to accomplish. And we go and have another life. Sorry. The curtains have opened and all the loved ones are standing in the room. The back wall's gone. It's all the loved ones. So many loved ones come through to explain to us that we've got a life after this life. That when we do eventually transition, what we've got is something beautiful. Not to grieve that we're gone for good, not to even grieve that we're not there because they are there, but to understand our grief as the measure of the love that we felt, the sense of connection, but that the connection is still there because we're intuitive and we can still feel it. That's the magic of the transformation that takes place. And it's kind of, they often say to me, gone but not forgotten, just to remind loved ones that every time you think of someone who's in spirit, what you're doing is sending a beautiful vibration of love to them, and they can return that vibration back to you. They can bring back what you've sent to them, and that they can help you to understand the way we move forward to a new life, to this wonderful stage of new beginnings and new challenges, new experiences, and for us to get excited about those new experiences. That is the light. Also recognizing that there's still more for us in this life, that there's still opportunity, and that there's hope, and there's joy, and there's love, and there's connection. This is not a life that's hard unless we choose to think of it as hard. This is a life of brightness where we shine and inspire one another. That's really, really the clarity we need to live our best life, our fullest life. So in the energy going forward, when we get that beautiful full moon energy, just be ready to grab that energy, top yourself up, remind yourself the light's coming back. Few more days and we're there. Then we start to grow the light. And remember that whatever is going on in the outer world at the moment is a manifesting of our fears. It's a showing us what we fear the most, and we really have to tackle our fear of dying. That's a big spiritual lesson. We have to start to appreciate that there is another life to go on to, and therefore let's live this one as well as we can while we're here, and then go to the next one ready to live well again. There aren't the issues in the afterlife that we encounter here. So we've kind of got two opportunities to live our best life. And then, if we wish, we can always reincarnate. We can come back and have another go round. Sorry, a lot of my students know that I keep asking for my next life to be on a lovely distant planet, stirring this primordial soup twice a day, as the two suns come up and the three moons set, with my G&T in hand and no responsibility. I don't know if I'll get that life, but I keep asking. But of course, if I wished, I could always come back here and I could try this life again. And that's the message that Atelial wants to bring in looking at the cycles of the moon, looking at the cycles of the seasons. We're in our reflective season now. The darker nights where we can't do much, we're being asked to reflect. The spring, ready to plant our seeds, ready to go ahead. The autumn harvest, all of the fruits of our labours. And then we're back. I've missed summer out. I know I've missed summer out, but the summer is in there somewhere. In there somewhere. Ready to lift and boost us into harvest. Now, of course, we flip it in the southern hemisphere, and it's such a fascinating thing that we've got this duality. We're on opposites, but that's what this life is. It's the opposite of the afterlife. That doesn't mean it has to be the bad bit. This is about recognizing that we have an opposite to the afterlife. That's the material world, the earth plane we're currently on. And here we have different things to consider, different abilities. So the message from Material for the next week is think about the opposite, think about the duality, think about if the drama's going on, search for the calm. If the outward world is unsettling, bring yourself into you and see how strong and secure you are. Stand in your power. We cut ourselves off from just how spiritually powerful we are, and then we lose that sense of being able to call in from the universe what we need. But if we go and stand in that power inside and say everything will be well, I have enough for today, then we'll get what we need for tomorrow, bringing it right into loving ourselves and standing in ourselves and owning that it might be uncertain out there. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't stop us having a good life, living through these cycles and working and building for positive outcomes. So, sorry, I'm giving me a pause. So, I do want to say I will be back next Thursday, apparently in my Christmas jumper. I don't know which one, but in a Christmas jumper. Maybe my Yule Christmas jumper. And what the lovely guides and inspirers want you to do is to have a wonderful week going forward, a week of knowing that you have done all you can do in this year, that the time is coming to move into a new phase, a new year, that there's a new opportunity for new beginnings in that new year. Now it's time to just relax into reviewing the year, finding what was good in this year, because there has been good. There's been lots and lots of good in this year. Lots of community, lots of love, lots of compassion, events that stand out as the best of being human, the best aspects of the human race, reflecting on how to carry that into the new year, not all the other stuff, not the low vibrational stuff, and releasing it in the waning moon, just being ready to say, no, that's not the right way. I'm going to move forward differently, and I'm going to leave a legacy of my light, because actually that's what death represents, an opportunity to leave a legacy for those who come after. Will it be a positive legacy, or will it be a low vibrational legacy? The choice is yours. High vibration, low vibration, opposites. But you can influence your legacy every day that you are alive, and especially going forward, day after day after day, sharing the love, sharing the compassion, sharing your light. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for everyone who comments. I love it to see your names popping up. Also, everybody who watches on catch up, and the way that you share the video on Facebook and you go and have a look and watch it on YouTube. I so appreciate it, because I know my guides appreciate getting out to the widest audience they can. There are people who need to rediscover hope. Let's help them. Let's shine our light and show them that we are ever hopeful, whatever the darkness that surrounds us. Take care, everyone. Bye.